Good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Good morning.
From what I've seen and I've read, it doesn't get bigger than this World Telecom Conference under the ITU in that particular sector. And why did you decide that South Africa should host it this year?
We're very happy that we're given the opportunity to host this on the centenary of Nelson Mandela. Because in 1995, it was Nelson Mandela who addressed this organization for the first time in Geneva, where he was putting the importance of the ICT for human development and also that we must bridge the digital divide. So we are hosting this conference for the first time in Africa.
Yes. It happens in less than a month's time. It happens in Durban. So who's going to be there? What do you talk about?
We'll be having governments coming from all over the world. Already a lot of African countries and international countries and our risk partners, they've confirmed their attendance. So we think that we'll have many policymakers and regulators coming in, but more importantly, the industry itself, because that's where they showcase their next generation technologies and networks as we approach the fourth industrial revolution. So we'll be also showcasing our own approach to fourth industrial revolution as an African continent. That's why we're very excited to host this conference.
So along with the conference and the discussion, there's an exhibition, as you say, by industry players of their wares and the new innovations or innovative solutions that they bring to the party. Are you hoping that this exhibition will then help attract investment in the sector?
Of course, as we do this, we are bringing our own SMMEs, about 50 from South Africa. We're very happy that South African companies like Standard Bank, Ericsson, and others, they are sponsoring this. Our major sponsor is MTN. And we're very happy that we'll be hosting the SMMEs because they are the future of this growth. But also, we'll be also selling our country and selling the African continent as a new growth area for investment so that we can create jobs, we can create opportunities for our youngsters in the ICT and the technology sector, and even SMMEs in general to participate in the new form of production called the fourth industrial revolution. And we are also hoping that one of the key legacy projects will be this fourth industrial revolution center, which will be sponsored by ITU, and we are very happy that we'll be hosting it here in Pretoria. But it will serve the whole African continent. We are also very happy that the World Economic Forum, as we heard a few months ago, they are also supporting this industrial center so that we can give support to our new innovation and protect them, because if we don't test them here, if we don't have standards testing here and send it to foreign countries, they tend to steal our IP from those small companies.
Oh, well, I'm very curious to know what we will be showing them in terms of what we've achieved and our technology. Can you give us some idea, some examples of what we have to show the rest of the world?
Some of our telcos will be, for instance, demonstrating the 5G network technologies. That will be a key thing because they're totally different network architecture from the current 4G LTE networks, where we are connecting things. These things can be used, can be cars, can be for smart city, can be for factories, for production. So we'll be showcasing those. Also, they'll be looking in detail to this new financial blockchain system technologies, which we're busy testing already now with the South African Reserve Bank, so that we can participate in the new global financial architecture and systems.
Okay, you mentioned the word digital divide earlier, when Madiba addressed the same conference way back in 1995 in Geneva. But some people will still say that we're still faced with those challenges today, that there is still a gap. What other challenges does your sector face?
Yes, the gap is still there. And the way we are really looking at bridging it is opening up the sector for others to come in so that we can have more players. The more players we have in this industry, the better for the development of the country. Because it is usually these small companies which come with new innovation and new ideas for the production. For us as an African continent, as you know, we have got some few key challenges. If you look, for instance, at the electricity is a major issue. And yet electricity is going to need to power all these things which we'll be putting. So we don't have enough data centers. because just the network is just the first layers. But for actually to go to production, you need to establish data centers. I'm very happy that a lot of companies are establishing these data centers here in Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban.
Well, you're looking at the smaller companies, Minister, but we know a lot of our talent lies in our schools at the moment as well. I mean, kids are more technologically advanced than most parents these days. Are you going to be considering, are you going to be looking, especially at your exhibition, going all the way down to actually school, where ICT is a big thing at the moment?
Yes. One of the key legacy projects, for instance, when we go to Durban, is to try and engage the students in schools, connectivity, like in Pendle, which is a rural area just outside Maritzburg. We'll be launching that project with the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal soon, where we're trying to connect these rural people to also be part, so that those schools are not left behind from the bigger schools in places like Johannesburg in terms of connectivity and access to these technologies. Of course, the key thing will be to change our curriculum. The kids in the UK, they start coding at a preschool. Ours started at a high school or the university. But the Department of Basic Education now is trying to introduce these technologies much earlier in our schools.
Some schools are doing it already.
So that we can be competitive.
Mr. Cwele, as we conclude our discussion before you go, come the 14th of September, you're looking back at the conference. How would you judge its success?
A success will be when we have many ICTs given space in that Mandela, Alpestina, Sisulu corridors we've created at exhibition centers. A success will be when we have this fourth industrial revolution center being functional probably after 9 months to a year here in Africa, so that as an African continent we can also continue to showcase. A success to us is when we as South African companies start thinking digital in terms of production for the future.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm in trouble because I know I'm technologically just very bad at things. But Minister, hopefully we'll have a lesson for me in there somewhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming so early in the morning.
Thank you
Good
very
luck
much.
with
Thank
the
you very
summit
much.
next month.
All right.